All right, your ruler, your president. All right. So they were strengthening themselves in the strength of your presidents, right? Your pharaoh, your modern day pharaoh. All right, because this place is spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. You can find that in the book of Revelations. All right, because where it speaks about where our Lord was crucified, yeah, he is being crucified because the image that you see now is as depicted as the son of the Most High, is the so-called white man. All right, but like I said before, that's Cesare Borgia. All right, so basically they're telling you to worship them, because all those programs that you see on television, those what you call them, television evangelists, right? They all have that same image. Whenever they have programs of different actors and stuff like that, they get Edomites to act as the son of the Most High. When these people enter and call Jesus, they get so-called white people to do it. They don't go to a so-called Negro and say, hey, play the part of the son of the Most High. They won't do that. All right. Verse 3 says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right. Now, trusting in the shadow of Egypt, basically, man, it's just because Egypt is known as the house of bondage. All right. Because since it says that they trust in the shadow of Egypt, they trust in oppression. All right. And they stay on it, man. That's in Isaiah chapter, I think it's in the same chapter, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm gonna go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Slovakia. Verse 4, it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he is as Slovakia. Let me read it again. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. See? Now, who's over in the land of Israel today? So-called white man, which is they're Khazars, man. They're converts, all right? Which really that's the head tribe of, or should I say, or that's the head sect, should I say, of Edom, which is Amalek. All right, those aren't the real Jews. They're fakes. They're phonies. Rats. Now, let's see. I'm gonna skip down a little bit. Verse 6, it says, and now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. All right, so that mystery of iniquity is the so-called white man, Esau. All right, because it's a mystery. Because the majority of these people that are living here don't know about who the wicked is. All right, and who's causing iniquity. All right, but we here, starting with the men of great millstone, started with the apostles on down. We're telling you who the wicked is. All right, and it really doesn't take that much thought to even think about who the wicked is, man. I mean, just look at the so-called white man's track record. Look at the things that he's done throughout the time that he's been here on the planet Earth. All right, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Okay. Verse 8 said, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And that's exactly what's happening. You got your prophets out on the highways and byways week in and week out and constantly putting up videos showing you that the so-called white man is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. It says, so he's consuming them with the spirit of his mouth, which he's doing now. And then afterwards, he says he's going to destroy them with the brightness of his coming. All right. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. All right. So it says the so-called white man, Esau, is his working is of Satan. He's coming after the working of Satan. All right. Do they not worship the spiritual demon Satan? Don't you have to basically bow down to them? You have to sell your soul to Esau in order to get crumbs. And what I mean by crumbs is Jay-Z's paycheck. All right. Lil Wayne's paycheck, man. 2 Chainz's paycheck. That's crumbs, man. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna move on to the next precept. Let's see, I lost my place. Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. I'm starting at verse 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? All right. Now, who weakened the nations, man? Who weakened the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. All right. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. All right. So basically, this is their heaven, man. All right. This is their heaven. This is their kingdom. And they said they exalt their throne above the stars of the Most High, man. All right, that goes into the book of Obadiah, where it speaks about though he exalted himself as the eagle and set his neck amongst the stars. All right, that's why he has different space programs set up, because Esau searched out the Bible, man. He searched out the scriptures. He done his research. He knows that the Lord's going to return, and he think that he's going to be able to fight against him. But what he has set up is going to come to naught. All right. It also say he sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So where is his main stay? All right. America. All right, for one. And then you have Europe. All right, London, England. Those are the main 2 places that he have. All right, but the sides of the north, that's attributed to North America. We're talking about this place that we live in today, which is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures. All right. It says verse 14 says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So see that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like the Most High, man. All right. And also, by the way, Lucifer is not talking about an angel that got sent down to hell because he got proud and wanted to be like the Most High, and then he got sent. No, that's not what we're talking about, man. All right. And they also say that he's a master of music, all kinds of bugged out fables, man, in these churches, these modern day churches, plantation Christianity. All right. Now here's the one where people say, oh, he got sent down to hell, and now he's there for eternity, and people get set down there and get punished by him. Well, this is where they get it from. This is verse 16. verse 15, Slaki. So yet thou should be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. All right, that's not talking about the actual place hell, man. There's no such thing as an actual place called hell. That comes from Greek mythology. All right, do your research, you'll find that out. All right, because that's why it's known as the Roman. That came up during the Roman Catholic era, after the pagan Roman Empire. All right, that's when that whole thing about hell came up, or